Hello, you are watching VanTourist blog, and in this video we will talk about solar energy and solar panels, batteries, charging station, wiring and mounting the system. And after this video you will become some kind of specialist in this theme, and you will know all for make your own solar system in your van or small house. So this video have 5 parts. So first one is about solar panels. Second one is about batteries. Third one about charging stations. Third one is about wiring and mounting all the things. And fifth part is about power, how to calculate how much you need and how to choose these components. So let's start. And at first, let's talk about solar panels themselves. So there are three main types of solar panels. It's monocrystalline, polycrystalline, and thin film panels. So let's speak about advantages or minus of each type. Monocrystalline is a most expensive type of solar panel, but at the same time it's more efficient than other types. Polycrystalline has okay price and okay power efficiency, but you need to take in mind that for make same amount of power as you get in monocrystalline, you need a slightly bigger solar panel as polycrystalline type. And thin film is a special type of solar panel because they made it bendable type, so you can mount it on curved planes, and it has still okay price, but a little lower efficiency than these types. So for same amount of energy you need a little bigger solar panel than these types. For monocrystalline, efficiency is about 150 watts for each square meter of surface. For polycrystalline it's about 120 maybe, and for thin film it's about 80 watts. So it's about half of monocrystalline. This amount can be varied because of quality of panels and price and manufacture of this. So, but basically it's about of this for 1 square meter. Popular voltage of solar panels is 12 volts, 24 volts and 68 volts. I couldn't see more than this amount. And popular watts amount is 60, 100, 150 and 200 watts of each panel. So for monocrystalline, for 200 watts you need to panel about 1.3 by 1 meter. That's all I need to tell about solar panels. Next, talk about batteries. So for solar energy solution, you unfortunately couldn't use just normal car batteries because they are not made for this purpose. You need to buy some deep cycle batteries, and most popular types is sealed AGM and gel batteries. So AGM is and gel batteries is particularly the same, but AGM costs a little less, and they are little smaller in size for same capacity of gel batteries. And gel batteries is a little more expensive and size a little bigger, but they are more durable. They can survive a little more temperature hard conditions, and they could make more cycles of discharging and charging than AGM batteries, but they cost more expensive, and this price is about 20-25% for battery. Most popular size of batteries for solar systems in small house or van is from 100 ampere hour to 400 ampere hours. All these batteries is 12 volts only. We talk about capacity and how much you need later, but for one battery, its main capacity is about from 50 ampere hours to 200 ampere hours. It's most popular size. So if you want, for example, 400 ampere hours, you just need to buy two of 200 ampere hours and connect it like this. So it's plus minus. You connect plus to plus and minus to minus, and you get in parallel two batteries. So each of them is 200 ampere hours. So you get from here now 400 ampere hours of capacity. You must take in mind that 400 ampere hours it's not all the power you get, because discharge these batteries to zero capacity is very bad. Your battery will be dead very soon, even if it deep cycle. So for AGM batteries, it's a rule to discharge it to 30% from 100%. So you must stay in 70% all the time, not less. So if you have 400 ampere hours, basically you can safely discharge it by 120 ampere hours without hurting your batteries, and they will survive about 4-5 years. And for gel batteries, they can do even more, about 6 or 7 years maybe. Take in mind that batteries with this amount of capacity, about 200 ampere hours, is very big. They have size about 55 to about 30 centimeters, and they weigh about 65 kilograms, so they're really heavy. And next part of the video is about charging controllers. There are main two types of charging controllers: is PWM controller and MPPT charging controller. So what is charging controller? Why you need this? Because you can't connect solar panels directly to the batteries for charging. Solar panels don't know how to charge your battery in the right way, and they just ruin it. So between your solar panels and your batteries, you need this charging controller. So you connect battery to this and connect solar panels to this too, and it decides how to charge your batteries in the right way. What is the difference on this type? PWM is more simple and less expensive controller that has one main disadvantage. Your solar panels voltage must be the same as your battery voltage. So 12 volts of solar panels and 12 volts of batteries only. This is the rule, and you couldn't make it another way. And its efficiency of getting power from solar panels is a little less than MPPT controller. So what about MPPT controller? They are most expensive controller, and this difference may be from 30 to 60% of the price. But it's most efficient controller, and your solar panels voltage could be much bigger than your actually batteries voltage. For example, it could be 24 volts or 60 or 48 volts or even 96 volts, and still will be good for your 12 volts batteries. I say it's more efficient, but this advantage could be seen only of solar panels from 60 watts or better 100 watts, because on 60 watts you don't see the difference between this, and 60 watts panels it's mostly 12 volt, so you don't need this smart controller to charge your battery. You need to choose these controllers wisely based on amount of watts you get from solar panel, because they have this parameter listed in the product page. And for MPPT controller they have maximum voltage of input power from solar panels, so you must to see this too. Next part. And let's talk about wiring. You could ask, why is this so important? I could use any wires I have and build my system with this, but not. For your power, you need to choose wisely your wires, because if it will be wrong solution, it will overheat and even may cause fire or short circuits. So you need to calculate how big wire you need to use. For example, if you have 400 watts and 24 volts solar panel, you need to use 400 by 44. It's about 17 amps or something. And I have this table. You at least must use 1.5 millimeter square wire. But if you have 400 watts system with 12 volts, you need to use at least about 35 amps, and 45 amps survives with 4 millimeter square wire and not the less. So from your voltage it depends how big wire you need. More the voltage and thin the wire you can use. And now you can see advantage of using MPPT controller, because your voltage of your solar system could be bigger than your voltage of batteries. And if you're using about 48 volts system with two solar panels that connected together, you could use a little less expensive and smaller wire that you will easier work with. But if you have PWM charging controller, you must use 12 volts solar panels only, and this requires a really big wiring. And you will choose some wires between solar panels and charging controller and batteries, and your power needs in your van or house. So for here you must calculate it from the watts and volts of power by divided, and you get amps. And I have this list of amps and wire size for each amp. For charging controller and batteries you have no choice, and will be 12 volts only, so this wire must be really big, depends on how many watts you waiting from solar panels at maximum point. So if you have 400 watts on solar panels, you must do at least 4 millimeters wire, not the less. There to your power needs like lighting, maybe freezer, TV, notepad and other devices. You also use 12 volts or inverter with 220 volts. So there will be 12 volts only wires, and you must calculate it very good, because for example if you have the maybe in peak consumption about 1000 watts, it will be divided by 12 volts so it will be, I can say, about 90 amps, and for 90 amps you need 16 millimeters cable at least. So I will share with you this if you need. And that's all I can say about, oh no, that's not all. For wiring from inverter with 220 volts, you don't need special big wires, because even 1.5 millimeter square wire can survive with 4 kilowatts with 220 volts voltage. So you don't need to think about it very big. Just use 1.5 or 2.5 millimeters and you will be fine. It's all about wiring, and now I will go to the next step. And let's talk about most interesting part. It's about power consumption. So how much power you need, and how big solar panels you must choose, and how big capacity of batteries you must to buy. So for example, we will calculate how many electronic devices you will use and how much time you will use it during the day. For example, you have a LED TV that consumes about 100 watts. If it's modern TV, it could be any size, about 32, maybe bigger size. And you have a laptop that consumes about 60 watts of power. Also, we have lightning that, if it LED, it uses about 20 watts of power, and believe me, it's a really big amount in such a small space as a camper van. And you have some charging devices, adapters for your phones and tablets. For example, we will count that it's 5 and 10 watts each. You can easily calculate it yourself if you have, for example, laptop adapter like this. It says just there is a 60 watts adapter, and this is my camera battery charger, and it says too this is 4.2 watts, and this adapter just says it output 12 volts with 1 amp of power, so you need just multiple this amount to get 12 watts of power. And for example, if you see that 5 volts adapter outputs 2 amps of power, you need to multiply these two and you will get 10 volts of power amount. We will add all this number. It's 100 watts from TV, 60 from laptop, and 20 from lighting, and 20 from charging station. It will be 200 watts. So for example, we think that we will use this amount of power about 6 hours a day of each of this device, and there will be 1200 watt hours. So how to choose your solar panels, we need to think this is daylight. It's about 8 to 12 hours during the day, and we will maybe take about 8 hours of the daylight where there will be sun, and 16 hours at night. So during these 8 hours you need to get this amount of power, because you only have daylight to make your power. So you need to divide it by 8 and you will get, sorry, it will be 1 and, okay, not very good with calculations, it will be 150 watts each hour. So each moment. And to make this amount of watts you need to multiply it by 2, because your solar panels couldn't produce maximum power that it could be, because during the day it's not the sun all the time with 100% of efficiency. There could be clouds or shadows or other things that prevent your solar panels generate maximum power. And for example, if your solar panels and sun is on the side, it goes through this angle, and it's about maybe 30–40% of solar panels efficiency. And if this very hot temperature, your solar panels efficiency lowers too. So you can multiply it by 2 and you will get 300 of watts of solar panels you need. Also, how to choose your batteries depends of this amount of energy. So we have from there 1200 watts hour that energy we use every day, and we use it by about 6 hours, and for example we use it 3 hours during the day and 3 hours during the night. So during the day these devices could use solar energy directly and don't use the batteries amount, but at night these 3 hours you need to get it from batteries, because solar panels no more produce any energy. So this is half split, 3 hours there and 3 hours in the evening. So you can split this amount too, and there will be 6 watts hour from the batteries at night. You must divide it to 12 volts to get 50 amps of energy, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 50 amps. So to get from batteries this amount of amps, you need to take in mind that you couldn't just use 50 amp batteries, because if in this type of working it will be dead very soon. So you must use at least 3 times bigger battery, and there will be 150 amps battery. So that's all. With these conditions you need 300 watts of solar panels and 150 ampere hours of batteries. How much these amounts could change? For example, if you use your power mostly at night, so for example just 1 hour a day and 5 hours at night, it will be not 600, but it will be about 1000 watts hours. So divided by 12, it will be 1 second. It will be about 83 amps of power you need, and multiplied by 3, it will be at least 250 amps of batteries. So this is very important. What time you will use your power. If it will be a daytime, you could use your solar panels as a power source. But if it will be at night, your batteries is the only power source you have, and you must choose capacity that could get you all the power you need. And if you using not just these devices, but maybe freezer or AC, you will need a much bigger solar panels installation. And you must think about these numbers too, how many sun hours you have during the day and how many night hours, because if it's just not 8 but 4 sun hours during the day, you will need twice bigger solar panel, so it must to charge your batteries really fast, because sun will be goes off and your batteries will be only power source. So that's all I want to tell you about solar energy, and this is all I got from the internet and user advices, and I hope now you understand how this works. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have some questions that you could ask for me and I will answer it, or some other people could answer too. I'm not a huge specialist of solar energy, but I tell you in simple ways main things that you must understand if you want to use solar energy in your house or when. Thank you for watching, and you could see other videos on my channel if you subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.